What up, what up, what up, y'all? It's your boy, it's me, it's Moan T. It's me, it's you, it's us. We're here to smoke, we're here to have a good time, we're here to listen to that 5-minute cigar review. Actually, you're here to listen to it, I'm here to give it to you. 5-minute cigar review. All of us together gonna join in with a good smoke, and I've got one today. Well, I've got a smoke, let's call it that. You can see ash, it's pretty good. Let's get right into it. The special guest is the Muwat. Which way does this go? The Muwat, My Uzi Weighs a Ton by Drew Estate. I'm going to get right into this one. This one gets 2 3/4 fingers. 2 3/4, and I'll tell you why. I'm going to show you why. As you can see, if you look closely, you probably don't even have to look that closely. There's a lot of tearage, a lot of popping, a lot of breakage on that wrapper. So, it's got a Mexican San Andreas wrapper, a Ecuadorian binder, and Brazilian fina and Nicaraguan filler. All good tobaccos, all tobaccos we should be familiar with from other cigars. You find these same tobaccos and sometimes even the same combination in a variety of other cigars. This one is no different in that respect, other than how they cure it, how they blend it, how they whatever, to give it the flavors and all that stuff. Just like every other cigar, they have their own recipes for how they blend those tobaccos to give you the flavors that you get. This problem that I have with this particular cigar, Drew Estate, by the way, is the maker of this, if I didn't mention it, and they make a lot of good cigars that I like. The Muwat is not one of my favorites. The flavor's okay. I taste a little bit of chocolate, a little leather, not almost no spice. I like spice in my cigars. This one, almost none. At least, I think towards the end of it, if I remember, because I haven't smoked this one in a few months. But towards the end, if I remember, a little bit of a spiciness, but not much. Anyway, as I was talking about this wrapper, so this Mexican San Andreas wrapper that they use is a little too thin. I'm pretty meticulous about my humidifier, keeping my cigars at what's optimal for here in Denver, Colorado. If you're not familiar, Denver is pretty dry. So your humidification system needs to be, it doesn't necessarily need to be higher than somewhere else, because it's also pretty cool here. Look up some videos on the from seed to smoke. I think I know that Nick from Foundation Cigars has a couple of videos, and you see the process and how they make it. If you know anybody who's into it, really talk to them about the different humidifications. I don't know, humidity of the different tobaccos as they're putting it together. Difference in the binder and filler and the wrapper. And I can't remember if it's more on one side and less on the other. I think the wrapper is more humidified than the binders and fillers, and when they make them, and then after they put them together and they store them, those humidifications, those humidifiers, whatever, they balance out so that the wrapper kind of draws a little tighter to the filler as it expands a little bit more, something like that. I can't remember if it's the other way around. Either way, the wrappers are kind of tight on the binder and filler, which is what you want. You want a nice, you want it to look nice, and so it has to draw tight on it. So when this starts to heat up and the innards start to expand, you get that explosion, that popping, that tearing that you see here, and it happens quite a bit to me on the Muwat. Even up here where my mouth goes, it's almost like it's so thin that my lips stick to it. So when I take my lips off, it sticks to it and pulls it apart. Can you see that? Pulls it apart. It's not the only cigar that this happens to me on. It happens to me on a couple of different cigars. And when I smoke those cigars and give reviews and I notice it, I'll bring it up. But today we're talking about the Muwat, and that's what happens to me on the Muwat, which is why it gets 2 3/4 fingers. Not because of the flavor, but because of the construction. Some people might say it's smoker error, and maybe it is. But it happens to me a lot with the Muwat. Doesn't happen to me a lot on all the other cigars, a couple other cigars, but a lot on the Muwat. Again, good flavors, a little bit of a chocolateness, some leather, maybe a little earthy something. I would actually like to have a little bit more spice in this with those flavors, but this is what I get. It's not a terrible cigar. It's not a great cigar. Drew Estate does a lot better with other cigars, so don't down Drew Estate because of this one. And you may like the Muwat. I'm just not a huge fan of it. So, all right, I'm over my time as usual, as I often do. I'm at 5:26. It's time to go. Y'all, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to share this with your friends and family and enemies, cigar smokers and non-cigar smokers, and whoever else might just want to see me act a little crazy and give a little comment on cigars. And don't forget to leave your comments. Y'all stay smoky. Peace out.